Hi, welcome to my newest show, Lurch's Lists, where I list my top 5 favourite things of literally anything I can think of. You can agree with me, disagree with me, like my show, hate my show, comment your 5 favourite things in the category, and even ask me to make a list of something in particular. Each episode will feature my top 5 of a certain category and a description of why a personal item is listed in its place. This week's episode will be about which actors from the country and island of Australia are my personal favourites. In each episode I'll start at the bottom and go to the top. In other words, I'll start at number 5 and make my way up to number 1. Remember, this show is my own personal opinion, so feel free to put your own top 5 choices in the comments below.
Entry number 5.
This one might come as a surprise as to why I only put him on number 5, but nevertheless, my choice for number 5 Australian actor goes to Geoffrey Rush. You might wonder why I only put him at number 5, or some of you may be wondering why he's as high as number 5, so I'll just tell you why this man has made it into the top 5 of my favourite Australian actors. First of all, this man is a very diverse Australian actor who's been in various different genres that have ranged from drama to comedy to fantasy. Example of these are his dramatic performances in films like The King's Speech, and he also managed to pull off a well-performed comedic performance in an Australian film, Brand New Day. What's more, he managed to pull off a fantasy and slightly action performance in the film series known as Pirates of the Caribbean. However, I'm still wondering if he was trying to be funny in that film because I laughed quite a bit. At any rate, these reasons show why the Australian actor, known as Geoffrey Rush, is a very well-rounded and diverse performer in all types of films and deserves his place in my number 5 of Best Australian Actors.
Entry number 4.
This next one will come as a very big surprise, as most of you might not even recognise this actor, but as he never really went to Hollywood. However, he still managed to have a diverse career in Australian film and television, and I won't be surprised if I get hate for having this actor as my number 4 favourite Australian actor. Nevertheless, my number 4 choice for Best Australian Actor goes to John Jarratt. Like I said, I'm sure this choice comes as a real surprise, because if you live outside of Australia, I'm sure many of you might not have even heard of this guy, but believe me, as a viewer of a number of Australian films, this man has actually been able to take on a number of different roles throughout his career. John Jarratt is most known at the moment for being the man who played the fictional serial killer Mick Taylor in Wolf Creek and its sequel, Wolf Creek 2. Since then, he's been a little typecast into playing a psycho or playing in a horror, as a number of films I've researched that he was in after Wolf Creek were generally this. Which is kind of ironic, since I read he actually doesn't like horror films. But he just does it so well. He's actually did the Wolf Creek role so well that at first glance, what most people will say, hey, you're the Wolf Creek guy, but let me tell you that he hasn't just done Wolf Creek, he's done all sorts of films. After I watched Wolf Creek, I decided to watch some other films he was in. I came across 2, The Odd Angry Shot and Picnic at Hanging Rock. The Odd Angry Shot is an Australian war film where he played a conscripted Australian soldier going to the Vietnam War. In the now Australian classic mystery and drama film Picnic at Hanging Rock, he played a lower class Australian in the early 1900s who helps find 3 girls who go missing in the Australian outback. These films showed me that he isn't just great at playing in horror films, but is a diverse actor. These are the reasons why John Jarratt takes the place of 4th in my top Australian actors list. You might think I'm a bit crazy for putting John Jarratt on this list, but take this into account. He is hailed by acclaimed director Quentin Tarantino as the greatest Australian actor, and to be considered such by a director as well known as Tarantino is a huge honour. What's more, Tarantino highly considered him for the role of Stuntman Mike, but the role eventually went to Kurt Russell. Tarantino did actually put John Jarratt in one of his films, and you should be able to spot his cameo as an Australian in the film Django Unchained. These all show that despite not being a Hollywood actor, he is still a highly regarded actor, and those are the reasons why he is number 4 on my list.
Entry number 3.
This next actor is a bit better well known in Hollywood for playing the lead role in a popular crime show. He's also a little bit younger than the last two actors on my list, but in the different films I've seen him in, I feel he is also able to pull off very different and convincing performances. Saying the name of the show will immediately give away which actor I am talking about, so no holding back. This actor is known for playing the lead role in the American crime show The Mentalist. That's right, my choice for number 3 in Greatest Aussie Actors goes to Simon Baker, the man for playing the mind-reading, law-breaking, wimpy crime-fighting consultant in The Mentalist. Now that I think about it, I'm guessing all of my choices for top 5 Australian actors are pretty weird, and I'm guessing that some of you are thinking, why Simon Baker my number 3? Well, my answer is that although he hasn't had a career that diverse, he's an actor that's brought a lot of joy and excitement to my life by playing The Mentalist. And he does it so well that I don't think they could have picked anyone else to do the role. I also think he is quite a well-rounded actor because, I'll admit, I sometimes watch films just because a certain actor is in it, and Simon Baker is no exception. He actually played in a zombie film called Land of the Dead. I read that the film was pretty good, so I decided to watch it, and let me just say, he had completely transformed from the character I'm usually used to see him playing in The Mentalist, he plays a wimpy consultant in the CBI, now in the FBI. In Land of the Dead, however, he played a brave man who isn't afraid to use a gun to kill a zombie or save someone's life. So again, the reason why Simon Baker is number 3 in my list of top 5 Australian actors is because although his career isn't as diverse as some other actors, he's never failed to surprise me in any film he's been in.
Entry number 2.
Time for entry number 2 of my top Australian actors list. As always, this is another one that is going to be quite a big surprise. Like I said, feel free to disagree or even hate me for my choices on top Australian actors, because even I think my choices are a little odd. But I have my reasons, and my number 2 entry is no exception. This actor is the youngest amongst my top 5, but in the years he's been acting, I honestly believe he's been able to achieve quite a range of different film roles. You know him from Terminator Salvation, you know him from Avatar, you know him from Clash of the Titans. That's right, my choice for number 2 Best Australian Actor goes to Sam Worthington. First of all, many people think that this guy is a very bland and boring actor who's only got one sort of vocal range. I, on the other hand, believe that he's quite a well-ranged actor, as he's acted in various different films that range from comedy to drama, from action to sci-fi to fantasy. Example of these include one of my favourite Australian films, Getting Squared, which also has a lot of dramatic elements, which already showed me that he was a fairly well-ranged performer. Other films include the sci-fi and action films that gave him his big break, Avatar and Terminator Salvation. Finally, he has also pulled off fantasy performances in the Clash of the Titans and a drama performance in an Australian adaptation of Shakespeare's Macbeth. All of these films are why I believe Sam Worthington is a very well-rounded and diverse actor, and why Sam Worthington takes the place of second greatest Australian actor in my top 5.
Entry number 1.
Finally, the actor who takes my number 1 spot of greatest Australian actors goes to a man who is maybe the only one that doesn't come as a surprise. He's played a superhero, he's played a drover, he's played a vampire hunter, he's played a boxer. As a voice actor, he's voiced a mouse and a rabbit with an Australian accent. If you haven't guessed it yet, don't worry, I'm going to reveal who right now. My choice for greatest Australian actor goes to Hugh Jackman. As I said, this choice is probably the only one that doesn't come as a surprise, as Hugh Jackman is one of Australia's most well-known and successful actors. My reasons for placing him in number 1 in Best Australian Actors is because I believe he is one of the most diverse actors out there. He's acted in various different genres that include drama, superhero, action, horror, comedy. As an actor, he's probably most remembered for playing the Marvel superhero Wolverine, who is also one of my all-time favourite superheroes. I also think that he plays the character of Wolverine so well that if they reboot the series, no one will ever be able to play him as well as Hugh Jackman did, but, you know, that's only my opinion. They could be wrong. These are the reasons as to why I have made Hugh Jackman my number one in greatest Australian actors, because, as I said before, I believe he's a brilliant actor who's done every role he's ever done perfectly. He's never failed to surprise me as an actor, and in my opinion, it'll be a long time before there is a better Australian actor. Those are my choices for Best Australian Actor. If you have your own opinion of favourite Australian actors, please leave them in the comments below. I'd love to hear your choices, and if there's anything else of my top 5 favourites you want me to list, also please leave it in the comments below and I'll share. Please like, share and subscribe if you want to support the show, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.
Lurch's List.